What's up everyone, this is HK here bringing you a review on today's Bleach manga chapter. I didn't do last week's one. I did a live reaction along with One Piece, but the goddamn footage screwed up on me when it was rendering, so yeah, I couldn't upload those. But yeah, today's chapter and last week's chapter, which I'll get into right now very quickly, yeah. So last week's chapter was, I liked it for the most part, for the simple fact that Kubo didn't pull an ass pull and transform Askin into some sort of giant chicken, like he did with Lillian. So the way he died, I thought was great, because he went out with a bang. Like, you know, he had his last say, he had his last words, and it was great. It was great for the most part. It was done well. Askin was one of my favourite Quincy elites, and overall his character went out with style and with a bang. So yeah, it was great. Him doing that little moment, him not even deciding not even to explain himself again. That was just a great moment, really. And of course, I also loved the part with Urahara just kind of explaining his mindset about how this is war, and he had to think of like 1,000 different ways to get through this, like 1,000 different solutions to all of these different problems. I mean, the dude's a bloody genius practically, and he's doing all of this crap, like, it's insane. And still, it looked like he dies at the end, though I don't think he will die. I mean, he does. It looks like he might, but obviously this is Bleach, and no one really important dies, and Urahara is one of the 5 war potentials, so I do see him like being in the final battle, so I don't think he's gonna die just yet. Plus, you got the big part of the foreshadowing with in Neil towards like the halfway point when she's like looking at the giant ass dome. You know, when Askin died, him explaining that upon his death, that you know the Reishu Duel Expo Gift Ball, whatever, is gonna like get even more intense or worse. And it's like, well, okay, maybe killing him wasn't such a smart idea. And you got Neil sitting on top of a tower. Great outfit, by the way, watching all of this, and she's just like, oh, I can't believe it came down to the 5 possibilities that he predicted. And it's like, well, look at that, Urahara predicted that shit. But what I'm curious about is, did he predict the possibility that he might die, or that the gift board duelix was gonna happen? I guess he did. Maybe he must have considered it, but I don't know. I don't think he considered his death. Maybe. But Neil does say that she can sense 4 Reishu signatures. So you know that's Ororichi, her brother, Grimjow, obviously, and Urahara. So he's not dead just yet. And she ends up jumping in, trying to jumping through the crack that's there. I think that Grimjow needs to get through, so she's jumping through there to get him out. Speaking of Grimjow, great moment of him just stabbing Askin in the back multiple times, trying to kill him. Like, this dude won't stay dead, and he's just bewildered by this. And like, yeah, everyone's just bewildered. It's just a great moment, really. And also, it's explained how Urahara got Grimjow's help because he's got Holo Reishu. You know, when they're in a Ranka form. You know, when they're the Arankas have a Ranka Reishu. They have their own separate Reishu. Or once they go into a resurrection state, they get the Holo Reishu back. So I think that kind of explained some little plot details or plot holes that people might have had beforehand a while ago. So you know, that's kind of like explained out of the way, and it does confirm again that Holo Reishu is poisonous to Quincy. So yeah, there you go. That's one of the reasons why Grimjow was able to deliver the final kill blow. So yeah, great moment. And of course the chapter itself ended with Byakuya and Toshiro bickering back and forth while trying to take on Gerald. Bit of comedy there with the whole height jokes, so that was great. It was weird, actually, to be honest. I mean, you've got Byakuya's expressions, which are hilarious, but it was just a weird moment for them to do that, because that's kind of a bit of out of character, I guess. But then again, I guess being turned into a zombie and coming back to life must have given Toshiro a sense of humor. So you know, that's great. And of course the chapter ended with Zaraki coming into the fight and just cutting off Gerald's arm. And that's pretty much where this chapter takes off. We start chapter 667 with Zaraki inside that medical container, and he's wondering what the hell he's doing in there before he smashes it open and gets out. And you've got Yamakichi and Ikaku's bewildered beliefs that their captain managed to get well so quickly. I mean, that is a bit of a surprise, really, because I think that was unexpected. It was meant to take a long while right before he recovers, so his fast recovery is just like a holy shit moment. And him going there to cut off the arm, great moment there, but kind of pointless because the arm ends up regrowing, regenerating, and growing bigger and stronger. And that's the point of today's chapter in regards to Gerald the Miracle, because he explains that, you know, the more he's killed, the bigger and stronger he gets. So really, this guy is sort of immortal, basically. And you've got Zaraki just kind of getting very happy at the fact that, you can just slice this dude as many times as he wants, and Hitsugai losing his shit trying to stop him, and then trying to explain again it through his thick head that if this dude gets any bigger, he's going to end up eventually outgrowing Soul Society, and if he ends up falling, he's pretty much going to smash the whole place down. And that sort of ends up happening when Zaraki like kind of pushes him away, and Gerald ends up falling onto some buildings. But yeah, that's the point right there. That's the visual representation. If this dude gets any bigger, he's going to crush everyone bloody to death. And Gerald does try to crush Zaraki to death, but he's holding onto his foot and pushing him back. So again, great moment there. It's kind of like the Yami battle that we never got, so that's kind of what it feels like here. And yeah, Zaraki's not taking no for an answer. He gets pushed away by the shield, and he comes back in while activating his Shikai, which again bewilders Byakuya and Toshiru, because they always presumed, we all presumed, I think, as fans, that Zaraki's sword was always in Shikai form. So this is a surprise for everyone to see that no, it never really was. This big giant axe ring is his Shikai form. And at the end, he goes at it. Gerald gets his sword out, which he calls Hope, pretty much a sword of hope, basically. And they clash, and yeah, the chapter pretty much ends there. You get another height joke from Toshiru to Byakuya, and Byakuya just kind of explaining to him that's kind of disturbing coming from him. So again, with the funny reactions, nice comedy moment, decent action, great Zaraki moments as well. But yeah, overall, not last week's chapter, in my opinion, was definitely better. 666. This chapter was okay. Again, it was a setup. It explained Gerald's powers, and obviously who the big opponent was going to be, Zaraki, obviously. And I guess it's pretty predictable that Zaraki is going to activate his bunker at this point to take out Gerald, because I have no idea how they're going to kill this dude without him getting any bigger, because the more he's hurt, the bigger he gets, the stronger he gets. So, they're going to need a miracle to defeat the miracle. No pun intended there. But yeah, decent chapter, not the best. I'm hoping this fight doesn't drag too long, and it just goes through quickly. I'm hoping that by 670 that this fight with Gerald ends, so we can just get on with the plot. Because once Gerald dies, then the only opponents we have left are Ishido versus Hoshwald, and obviously Ichigo versus Buck. But I have to add this as well. I do think there is one more Quincy that is still alive, whose death we never actually saw, which is the knight dude with all the guns inside him and shit. We never saw his death, so I'm thinking he might come back as like a lost bodyguard before Ichigo confronts him. So yeah, I'm thinking that might happen. But overall, we're getting there. We're slowly building up to the final now. Zaraki's back. Urahara's going to be rescued, obviously. And then Aizen still needs to get out of the chair, because I'm 100% convinced that the final battle is going to consist of Urahara, Ichigo, Aizen, Zaraki, and the Imoju dude, the dude from the Sub-Zero division. Them 5 teaming up to take on Johan Buck. So I'm thinking that final fight is going to be with him versus those 5 guys, because those 5 definitely have something to do with the Soul King in terms of a spiritual connection. So I'm wondering where that's going to be and how that's going to work. So yeah, still waiting for Aizen to get out of that chair, obviously, we all are, but yeah, I'm sure it'll be a great moment when it happens. Anyway, overall, decent chapter. Last week's was better. Hopefully next week's chapter is better, and I hope you like this review. As usual, like and subscribe, whatever, and I shall see you when I shall see you. Take care and bye, my beloved YouTubers, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Cheers.